Bronco 1968 or Mason back again, and today we're in a bit of a different game. Today we're in a little game that I like to call Spintires. So I'm here instead of in War Thunder for a good reason. I'm starting up a little bit of a schedule so that I actually have something to go by and so that you guys know what's going to be coming out when. I'll explain that tomorrow because because I'm setting tomorrow aside for that. Today we're just going to have some fun messing around in this game. So, for people who may not know what Spintires is basically an off-roading simulator. Where, in the proper game, you're hauling logs. And you have to take them on these trails, which a lot of times have water crossings like this and real thick patches of mud. And you have to take the logs from point A to point B, and that's the whole thing. But, when you look at the size of the map, here's where you get your logs, that's where you gotta go. And all that is black. It's under cloaking. And you have to go to these cloaking spots and unlock it so that you can see that part of the map. So, it's a bit more difficult than it might sound. And in another video I'll show you how to properly play the game. But today, we're just going to screw around because this is the first Spintires video and I wanted to show you these kinds of things. So, what I'm driving right now is a custom-built 6x6 Ford Bronco. And this thing's an absolute beast, and I absolutely love it. And it was made by someone, and they put it on the Steam Workshop, which is where I get all my mods from for this game. You can get them from other places, but I just never figured out how to install them, and I don't see it as worth it because I have plenty of mods on Steam Workshop to work with. So, that's where I get all my mods from, and that's where I got this one and all my other mods from. And that's just something I love about this game, all the mods that people make. It's absolutely fantastic. And it makes it so that you don't always have to play with the Russian trucks that they have originally in this game. So I'm just gonna, grab each mod, show them around a bit, drive them around, and kind of show off what this whole game is about. Now, if you look down here, which I can't see my mouse, of course, but if you look down on your left, there's the fuel and there's the damage, and you have to watch both of those because if you lose all your fuel, obviously your truck is going to stop, and if you fully damage it, well then you're also stuck. You have to either get a truck that has repair points on it and fix your car, or fix your vehicle, or rescue it back to the garage or tow it back to the garage. So, at sometimes it can be a very complicated game because when you're just trying to get that little bit further to get to the logs, and you have an almost completely damaged truck, it it can get a bit stressful. Oop. Probably should turn down my game volume for you guys so that I don't kill every headphone user that I have. Because some of these the mods vary in like what their sounds are. So some mods are very quiet. There are some mods like this Dodge Apache truck next to me that are going to be very loud. So, warning for when I get to that. So these are kind of like what you can install onto your trucks. So with this fuel tank, which pops up right there, it's these blue things. I have 900 liters of fuel that I can fill up over at that fuel stop. And then I can refuel my truck if I start running low. I also have 4 garage points. Over here on the other side of the map, you'll see another garage, and it says locked 0 of 4. You need 4 garage points to unlock the garage. So I could just drive this truck over there, which is what I will probably end up doing, and drop these fuel cans off, unlock the garage, and everything's perfect. Now the toolbox, which appears right there, has 600 liters of fuel, 10,000 repair points, and another 4 garage points. So this is kind of like a very good this truck right here is a very good like scout truck or a very good support truck so that you always have repair points and fuel. And that's what I use it for during game, but I just brought it here because, another thing to mess around with. And it's incredibly quick once it starts going through the gears in automatic mode. I will explain the gears in just a second once I get through this water so that I don't kill the truck. Because if you get too low in the water, you'll start taking damage, and then you can kill your truck, and that's just never fun. It really isn't. because half the time you just can't get traction on the other side of the bank and you have to leave your truck there in the water. So that's never fun. Now once I get over this stuff, alright, good. So over here on this side that's moving right now, that's my gearbox. So this right there is automatic mode, so I hit S to go backwards and W to go forwards and all the simple stuff. Here is high, which is first gear and high, and with some trucks it's really slow, with some trucks it's really fast. It just depends on what the mod maker made it. But you can't, with this truck I can. Usually you can't start in high, usually it stalls out the truck. And that's what we'll do with the real trucks in game. Now down here, those are your low ranges. So this is for going through some really thick mud. That's low 3, low 2, and then low 1, which is basically a crawler gear. I mean, look at it. But you can get through almost anything in that. And then you have your reverse low ranges, which does do the exact same thing. I tend to either leave it in automatic or high. Like if I'm going through deep mud and I've already got some speed going, I'll put it in high because it can usually tackle it. And then when I'm just cruising along, I usually have it in automatic because it's usually the fastest way to get along is in automatic mode. Oh, don't kill the truck. Now I don't shift because I don't have a wheel and a clutch and a shifter. I'm sure you can set up a way to shift, but at this point I really don't mind. I just let automatic mode do its thing and kind of tear through the water and the mud. Come on girl, get the traction, stop spinning your tires. So this is where something like low range would come in, and then you don't have to worry about shifting and you can just crawl through the mud and you won't have to worry about spinning your tires. So we'll go park her up right next to the Bronco, fuel it up. Now I have, if I go into my advanced, I have 600 and 900 liters of fuel respectively for each side, and then 10,000 repair points. And if you use up all of that, you either have to refuel yourself, and if you use up all your repair points, then you gotta go to the garage and refill. So now, let's go get the Apache, because this thing is one of my favorite vehicles. And you can really customize it. You can leave your doors off, you can leave your hood off. I really like trucks that have everything on them, so I usually put on everything. And this is a moonshine runner, so you got some moonshine sitting in the back, so don't tell anybody. We gotta keep this on the down low. Nobody's gotta know, or I'll get in trouble by the government. So warning, even with my sound turned down, this might be a little loud. Okay, not as loud now with my sound turned down. This thing can be very loud with the normal sound settings. Throw it in high, and just plows into the mud. Now here, watch, I'll demonstrate what happens when you stop and try to start in high. See? You can't do that, it just don't work. So, if I can get it, the gear shifter can be a little finicky sometimes. Put it down to low range, and see, I got damage there because I let my hood go into the water. It's kind of like flooding an engine, and you don't want to get water in an engine, trust me. Because water can't compress like fuel can, and then that's just how you put big giant holes in engine blocks. Uh-oh. I don't like the looks of that. See, the only bad thing about modding this game sometimes is that the mods aren't always the best quality, and they will actually sometimes make things disappear. I've had several times where the game has just completely, like, gone white screen on me. I still have all the sounds, and it seems like I'm driving the trucks around, but I have just nothing there. So when I see stuff like that start happening, where rocks start disappearing under the tires of my truck, which I might do it here. Yep, see? When stuff like that starts happening, I start getting worried. So, I wouldn't be surprised if this video ends with Spintires completely breaking on me. Come on, girl. You got this. Now, this isn't really a very good playthrough video. This is kind of just a video where, for people who don't know the game, you know, you can kind of get to know it, but of course, if you're watching me, you probably already know what the game is and how it's played. But you know, I gotta let all the people know. And for those who do know it, then don't worry. This is just me having some fun and kind of showing off what the game is about. The next video, oh yeah, see, stuff like that. If you saw that where they just slowly popped in, they're not supposed to do that. Stuff like that gets me worried. But in the next video, I'll properly do some missions with some of them with the proper vehicles they're supposed to do with, and some with my mods, because mods are fun. And now we get to the last vehicle of today. This giant Ford 6x6, which, if I remember correctly, really is an actual truck that somebody built. Now you can add a gooseneck trailer to this. And it appears in the wall of the barn back there, and you're probably thinking if you install that, it's going to cause physics to break. Well, if that's what could happen, then yes, it would. But you can't do that. The game makes it so that you can't. Oh yeah, warning on this one too. She can get loud as well. So now I'll position my truck a little different, and there we go. All loaded up. Now this truck is an absolute beast. It can go through anything. Like, watch, if I put it in high, it's just like there's no mud there at all. This truck is an absolute monster. It's getting a little hung up because the trailer's there. I think I still have to put the legs up on the trailer. Nope. Oh, can't start it in high. See, you can't start it in high with most trucks. But this thing is just an absolute beast. It'll go through anything. I will probably do official reviews on some of the mods that I have, because they, you know, they deserve it. Not everybody gets through every mod. But I will put in the description the links to the Steam Workshop pages for all 4 of these mods. I will do that every time I have a mod in my video, because I'll show it off, and if people like it, they're going to want to download it. I don't want to try and make you search through the Steam Workshop for half an hour, because there's like something like 600 mods in there now. So it would take a while to find some of these sometimes, because some of these are absolutely buried in the back of the pages. So I'm going to have fun trying to find those. But either way, automatic. Put the hammer down. Ooh, my frame rate's dropping. Yep, the game is not liking me right now. You know what we do? We ditch the trailer. In situations like that, you ditch, especially if it's mod and you have nothing on the trailer, you ditch the trailer, because half the time it's the trailer causing the problems. The other half, it's the vehicle, and then you just gotta completely exit out of the game, and usually it crashes the game. So yeah, I will only show mods that I know work, because I don't need people dealing with what I have dealt with, because there's just no fun in that. Alright, and now we'll just park this big old girl up over here with everything else. There we go. So, I'm going to leave this video here. I'm not going to go any further into it, because if I do, it's going to turn into another half-hour-long video, and I know some of you guys don't like watching those ones. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave it here. Next Thursday, I'll come back to Spintires. We'll do an actual map, we'll do some actual missions, and we'll have some fun with my favorite truck mod of all time. Oh, nope, not the map change. The big old Oshkosh. We'll have some fun with her next time. But until then, guys, this is Bucking Bronco 1968, Mason for short, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.